Itong center na to actually, it started as the private institution po, no? Spearheaded po nung great founder ng center na to na si the late Ma'am Grace Riquigman. So siya po yung unang nag-formulate kung paano ipatakbo ang center dahil nakapag-attend po siya ng isang training na kinandak ng DSWD Central Office on how to conduct a training sa mga hearing impaired, no, yung that time or yung mga deaf. So it's about sign language. So with that idea, pinursue niya po na mag-conduct ng mga community advocacy about the sign language, and nagtuloy-tuloy po yung progress ng center na ito up to the year 1981, April 1981. It was handover or tinurn over siya or kinuha po siya ng DSWD Region 12 dahil nga po sa significance ng operation na to. So kasabay po nung pagkuha ng DSWD is pinalitan po nito ang pangalan niya from Communication Laboratory for the Hearing Impaired. That was the first name po pala ng center na to. Communication Laboratory for the Hearing Impaired. And ang first location po nito, yung pinakaunang location ng center na ito is yung nasa may Kitok sa town, yung sa may harap ng Superama. Kung familiar po kayo, yan po yung exact location ng center natin dati. So, yun po yung pangalan niya, and but year, nung under na siya sa DSWD, ginawa na po itong Center for the Handicap, which is, yun po yung kilala na matagal na pangalan ng center na to. So, year, nag-continue si DSWD on that location, but year 2003 po, no, through the help of our LGU, is tinulungan po tayo magkaroon ng Usufruct Agreement. That's why nalipat po tayo dito sa ating current location sa San Isidro, Rosary Heights, Cotabato City. So, with the help of our LGU. So, yun na po. Lumaki na po yung ating operation. Nakapagdagdag na po ng iba't ibang training courses. Yung mga stakeholders, dumami na rin po. To the point na dahil nga po government, nung marami na pong fund or lahat ng proposals that time ng founder ay napondohan. That's why nagtuloy-tuloy na po yung operations niya. And year 2021, it was also accredited by the DSWD Central Office as Level 3 or Center for Excellence po, no, yung operation ng center na to. But dahil po sa Bangsamoro Organic Law, the Republic Act 11054, hindi naka-indicate po sa Article 16 or Section 11 ito na lahat po ng government agencies na nakapaloob po sa BAR kailangan pong i-turn over. Doon po nagkaroon ng transition, no, from the DSWD Region 12 to MSSD BAR. So yun po yung naging history niya. November 3, 2023 po, nung nalipat ang center natin sa pangangalaga ng MSSD. And kasabay po ng paglipat is pinalitan din po natin ang pangalan from Center for the Handicap dahil hindi na po appropriate towards handicap nowadays, no, dahil nga po sa meaning nito. And ginawa po itong center, MSSD Center for Persons with Disabilities. So yun po yung nakikita ninyong logo natin doon. So yun ang nagtuloy-tuloy ang operation natin up to now, 2025, under the management. Nagkaroon na ng mga new set of employees dito and continue exploring kung ano pa po yung ikakaganda ng ating center. So, basically, no, nakikita naman po natin sa name ng center itself na we cater persons with disability. So we provide po a social and vocational rehabilitation training para po sa kanila, aiming for their full rehabilitation, holistic improvement, their self-reliancy and independency and integration into the mainstream of society. So gaya po nasabi po, social and vocational. Sa social po natin, we provide important life skills, no, sa pang-araw, yung mga daily living skills na kinakailangan ng isang tao, lalo-lalo sa persons with disability. Nandun po yung mga, ang pinakain natin is independency. Dahil we believe na hindi po habang buhay, kasama nila yung kanilang mga parents or anyone na handang malalay sa kanila. So yan po yung one of our advocacy, yung independency. So kasama po ng social rehabilitation, we have this functional literacy, no? Meron din siyang concern about the academic development, and the social preparatory naman mostly on the self-care and independency again. So for the part of the vocational skill, we provide po practical occupational skills, no, yung mga pinagkakakitaang skills po talaga. So nandyan po yung aming massage, cookery, and computer. So gagabayan po yan ng center from the day na nag-walk-in dito up to the placement, ng job placement ng kanilang gustong kurso. So yun po yung binibigay natin, kasama po ng social and vocational. Andyan yung ating mga case manager na nakaalalay sa kanila. We have also the medical coordinator for their health. We have the psychologist and psychonutrition for their psychological intervention. So we have this multidisciplinary team po binubuo ng iba't ibang professionals to ensure the holistic rehabilitation po ng ating mga clientele dito na persons with disability. The source of funding basically under the BARM government natin from the Ministry of Social Services and Development. So annually po, meron tayong tinatawag na working financial plan. So kwan po yan, proactive tayo. Yung 2026 is planned na po yan, year 2025 pa. So nililitis na po yan ng MFBM, ng aming budget sections, ng aming PDD or the Planning Development Division kung ano yung mga kinakailangan nating pondo for the succeeding years po. So yun po, mostly around this year we have around 14 million na fund for the operation, and for the year 2026 we propose around 18 million for the improvement ng ating operation. And we ensure po na sa budget na yan, we have the 70-30. 70 is for the clientele talaga allotted and 30% is for the administrative cost. Organizational setup, I think it's also similar with the other ministries' offices. We have our minister, we have our deputy minister, director general, we have our division, we have our director for operation, we have our chief, we have our focal person, and down sa akin po as the center head and to the operation. So that's the flow of our organizational flow or structure. So which is I know may idea rin naman kung paano siya nagra-run. Plan. So that's a great question actually. On how we create a plan. Ideal, at first po, si center, si staff, merong mga proposed ideas, merong mga proposed plan. And ini-implement po namin yan. But hindi po namin inaalis yung part na nagsisik po kami ng feedback on our clientele and our stakeholders. Like for example, si staff or the management has proposals ng mga innovations sa operation. So sinasala namin yun. And on the other hand, we also seek yung feedbacking from our clientele through the SWOT analysis, and we also conduct focus group discussion with our stakeholders to practically have their feedbacks about our operation. I mean, doon po actually napakagandang event po. Usually yung nagkakaroon kami ng consultation with the stakeholders dahil doon po nila nasasabi na center baka pwedeng gandahan natin yung referral system natin para dun sa mga trainee na nangangailangan ng therapy, or center baka center through the help of PDAW kaya natin ipa-strengthen yung pag-classify. Ini-ensure po namin through the planning, from the staff, from the client, and the stakeholders. So, kasama po nun sa aming working financial plan. Hanapan po natin ng pondo lahat ng mga proposals na meron tayo para to fully execute po yung mga ideas na gano'n. Democratic leadership kung saan lahat po ay merong boses. Lahat po ay merong karapatan to voice out their ideas, their yung thoughts nila. So hindi naman tayo yung authoritarian o talagang napaka-directive natin sa ating mga staff. So ganun po. Which is, ang aming minister naman and our focal and chief, ganun naman po yung promote. It's a free. Lahat ng member ay ina-acknowledge and pinapakinggan po. Proper courtesy, proper channel ng mga informations, decision makings, and so on. Magsisimula, kung like for example, magsisimula sa staff up to taas sa akin. So for the execution, nagko-consult ako usually sa aming focal and chief. Kung mga minor problem naman, minor concern, pwedeng hanggang sa level na lang ni chief. But if it will affect the overall operation ng center, our minister always there to provide assistance and technical assistance. Annually, we have this so-called target, no? Or yung client serve. So, tinitingnan na po natin kung ilan yung kaya i-serve ng center. Like for example, ang maximum training capacity natin is 100. So, lahat po ng ating budget doon na po yun na po yung guide natin, no? So, whatever man yung mangyayari, like for example, quarterly or sa kalagitnaan ng taon, first semestral natin, is na found out natin na medyo tagilid yung utilization natin. Tinitingnan natin yung mga object, bakit hindi gumagalaw yung mga pondo natin doon. And if we found out na hindi ito siya magagalaw up to the end of the year, we have this modification na para po i-realign yung mga non-moving budget natin para po doon sa mga mas kailangan na center. So, utilization, we also provide quarterly utilization report from our budget into our focal to ensure lang po na to secure the movement of our fund dito sa center. Meron din tayong tinatawag na ratio actually, no? Para hindi naman po overload, pero parang overload tayo na sa ngayon dahil sa demand ng trabaho. Ideally, meron tayong mga tinatawag na ratio. Like for example, isang social worker, dapat is ideally 1:14. But dahil sa demand ng ating trabaho, marami tayong kliyente, and wala pa pong additional social workers, nag-extend tayo ng effort up to 1:30. So, which is meron din consequences actually sa quality ng kanilang trabaho. But then, hindi natin tinitigilan na i-propose yung mga dapat na kinakailangan ng center para po mabalance yung operations natin. And dagdag rin doon is we have this IPCR, no, na sa 12 meron yan. Part rin po yan ang monitoring natin sa kanilang accomplishment. And hinihingihan rin po natin sila ng mga IDP or individual development plan para po guided sila kung ano yung mga path na gusto nilang i-fulfill. And ano pa ba? So yun din, part din of course ng aming administrative responsibility sa kanila is to ensure na meron silang mental health care, no? Yung ganung status na although limited yung mga resources na meron tayo when it comes to the mental health activity, we create ng mga simple things or any innovations po na to promote yung harmonious relationship among the workforce. Actually, kwan yan sa question na yan, I really comment yung theory ni McGregor, the theory X and Y, kung alam niyo po yun. Doon sa mga empleyado natin, meron ng initiative, magagaling, responsible. You support lang. You guide them about their accomplishment, their outputs, and so on. So you don't need to mag-strict ka sa kanila time to time, i-check mo sila because alam mo as a supervisor na maasahan mo at nasa tamang disiplina ang tao ito. Para naman doon sa mga under that X, may mga taong kailangan tutukan time to time. So yun yung mga kailangan ng constant monitoring about their performance, technical assistance. So para din ako, hindi rin ako ma-burn out or ma-overload o ma-occupied kung lahat sila tututukan ko time to time. So yun po yung nagiging guide ko actually. And we have also the regular monthly staff meeting, catch-up meeting to ensure na yung mga smallest details alam ko rin para po makapag-provide tayo ng guide sa kanila. Matibay o malakas po yung networking na meron tayo. Actually, we have this partnership agreement na sinasabi ko. So lahat po ng aming partners ay nag-sign o nag-fix po ng kanilang commitment about the operation of the center. We have the PNP, the PDEA, the KGI, the LGU, mga UNICEF, or any mga establishment po natin dito sa City Mall and KCC na kung ano may ma-extend nila, no? For the placement, for the operation, for the outreach, isandyan po sila. So yun po yung pinanghawakan namin ng documents when it comes to the networking, the partnership agreement that we have. Lahat naman gusto natin gawing partners, but some of them, siguro hindi pa nakikita yung work ng persons with disability. That's why yung hindi sila nagre-respond. And yun din. The number one is the commitment. Kasi yung sa community advocacy naman, or yung pag-advocate namin ng kanilang situation is andyan. No? But the commitment. So hindi naman namin mapilit. So until such time siguro darating yung time na they will express their intention for partnership. Being the supervisor, kailangan mo talagang number one, no, kailangan mong intindihin yung iba't ibang dynamics ng situation. From the staff, from the client, from the management, and from the overall situation. No? Kasi kung hindi mo naiintindihan yung flow ng workforce, ng clients, ng management, may mako-confuse ka eh. Kailangan mong intindihin para makasabay ka. And pag nagawa mo yan, mababalance mo na yan. And ano pa yung nakalimutan ko? Of course, marami tayong idea na gustong i-propose annually, but then hindi natin siya kayang isang blow. No? Kahit gusto natin gawin ito lang sa isang taon, but there are limitations actually on syempre din sa approval and sa mga details or information na kinakailangan. So yun po, no? Kailangan dahan-dahanin siya. And the same time, siguro, is yun din yung mga pag-accommodate namin yung mga client na malalayo. No? Kasi we are not a residential. Non-residential po ito, no? Daytime lang sila nandito sa center. So gusto namin i-extend yung effort namin na we can able to accommodate from the Tawi-Tawi, Basilan, or any barn provinces na meron tayo. But then, yun po yung mga one of our challenges. So, of course, no, hindi naman siya challenge. Yung parang yun yung desire namin to maintain the quality image ng center from the previous management. So, yun yung parang gusto namin i-implement po lahat.